So from the previous video, you punch these into your calculator and get your two values, 2.52 and minus 1.85. So what we are looking at next is question 3 of part 1. 2 to the power x plus 2 is the same as 2 to the power x times 2 to the power 2. Same base means you add the powers. So that's 2 to the x equals 20. 2 to the power 2 is the same as 4, which is 4 times 2 to the power x plus 2 to the power x equals 20. The unknown here is 2 to the power x. Remember, 2 to the power x is not equivalent to 2x. For 2x, the unknown is x, the coefficient is 2. For 2 to the power x, the unknown is 2 to the power x. Okay? So when you add 4 2 to the power x plus 1 2 to the power x, you get 5 2 to the power x equals 20. We divide through by 5, and then these cancel out. And we have 2 to the power x equals to 4. 4 can be written as 2 squared, so 2 to the x is equal to 2 squared. And then same base, so the powers are also equal. Okay? So our next question, 1.2, is x equals 2y plus 3 and 3x squared minus 5x equals 24 plus 16y. Then they say solve the simultaneous equations for x and y values. So looking at this, we want to substitute either for x or for y in here. But when you look at this equation, there's too much to do if we substitute for x. We still have to square, and then there's another one here. But we have only one y, so it would do us good to only substitute for y. So here, we make y the subject. 2y equals x minus 3. Okay, then we divide both sides by 2 and by 2. So our y is x minus 3 over 2. So we substitute for y in the equation. 3x squared minus 5x equals 24 plus 16 times y, which is x minus 3 over 2. Okay? Then we get a 3x squared minus 5x equals 24 plus 16, this 2, 16 over 2 is 8. 8x minus 8 times 3 is 24. Okay? So we group the like terms. We have 3x squared. When 8x crosses the equal sign, because it's on the other side of the equal sign, we have our 3x squared, our sorry about that, our minus 5x and 8. 8 will come and cross the equal sign. So when it crosses, it becomes 8 plus, it becomes 13x. But we can see our 24s cancel out. So we have 13x squared minus 13x equal to 0. Okay? When we bring out x, we have x minus 13 equals 0. So our two values end up being x equals 0 and x. And 3x equals 13. So x equals 13 over 3. So we have value x0 and x equal to 13 over 3. So our y values, when x is 0, we substitute back into this. When x is 0, y will be 0 minus 3 all over 2. So it will be minus 3 over 2. And then when x is 13 over 3, our y will be x is 13 over 3 minus 3 all over 2. That would be, so 13 over 3 minus 3 is 4 over 3. And then all divided by 2 would give us 2 over 3. So in essence, our values are 0 and minus 3 over 2 for x and y, and 13 over 3 and 2 over 3. Thank you. So our next number 1.3, we have solve for x for this inequality, okay? So we have same way, two values, our x minus 1 being less than 6, or our x minus 2 being less than 6. Then here, when we take the 1 to the other side, it will be x less than 7, or x less than, and the 2 goes there, 8. So on a number line, we have our 7 here and our 8 here. So if x is less than 7, it means going that way. If x is less than 8, it's from here going that way. So in essence, our answer is x less than 8. You don't have to say both. So it's x less than 8. Because x less than 7 is also less than 8. Okay. So here we have a question, 1.4. The roots of a quadratic are given by this. This is a quadratic formula. And then the question is, for which k are the roots real? So real roots, remember what are real numbers or real roots? It's where our b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0. Okay? Let's say greater than 0. So here, it means that the real roots will be where our minus k minus 4 should be greater than 0. And why is that? Because the root of any negative number, square root, this is a square root of any negative number, is unreal, doesn't exist. So that's why we need it to be greater than 0. Okay? So if our minus k minus 4 is greater than 0, then that is when our roots are real. Yeah, so when we take the 4 that side, we get minus k greater than 4. Then when we flip, when we flip the signs, we have k less than minus 4. Okay, that's another rule. When you flip the sign, when you want to switch the signs, you flip the sign. So minus k greater than 4 or k less than minus 4. Okay, k being less than minus 4 simply means that this would always be a positive value in here, right? So values of k less than minus 4, it means minus 5, minus 6, and so forth, okay? Going onwards. We'll keep this value positive. Yeah. Thank you. So our next question is March 2015, question 111. where it's a quadratic equation, x squared minus x minus 20 equals 0. So we go through the same process again. We have our coefficient of a is 1, our coefficient of b is minus 1, and our coefficient of our c is minus 20. So we look for two values whose sum is minus 1 and whose product is a times c, which is minus 20. So when you look at it, 4 and 5 are the two values that when you multiply you get 20. But for a product of minus 20, one of the two has to be a minus. And to make a negative one, that means the bigger value is the minus. So minus 4 and 4 give us a product of minus 20 and a sum of minus 1. So you have x squared minus 5x plus 4x minus 20 equals 0. You bring out x, you get x minus 5, plus bring out 4, you get x minus 5 equals 0. X plus 4, x minus 5 equals 0. The answers are x is equal to minus 4 or x is equal to 5. Okay. So it's still in the March 2015 paper. We have this equation here, quadratic to solve. But as we can see, we cannot find values with a sum of minus 11. So for this equation, you can see that there is no factors. We don't have factors. So we just use the quadratic formula. Our A is 2, our B is minus 11, and our C is 7. So please fill in the values into the quadratic formula and you will get your answer. So this being our formula here, just fill in the values of A, B, and C, and then you either write it in thirds or you can round off, get your answer and round off to 2 decimal places. Okay? Thank you. Okay, our next equation, 5x squared plus 4x greater than 21x. So we bring the 21 this side and make it in the right form of a quadratic, 5x squared minus 21x plus 4 greater than 0. So looking at this equation, we know that we need a value whose sum is minus 21 and whose sum is minus 21 and product is a times c, which is 5 times 4, product is 20. So the two values that we can think of, the two factors, is minus 1 and minus 20. When we add minus 1 and minus 20, we get minus 21. When we multiply them, we get 20. So 5x squared minus x minus 20x plus 4 greater than 0. We bring out 5x here, we get x minus 1. When we bring out 4 here, we get when we bring out x, we get 5x minus 1. And when we bring out 4 here, we get 5x minus 1 greater than 0. So x minus 4 and 5x minus 1 greater than 0. So we have two solutions. We have x equal to 4 or x greater. We bring this sign greater than 4 or 5x greater than 1, which comes to x greater than a fifth. Okay? So you can see a fifth anything greater than a fifth. So 4 is also greater than a fifth. So our solution is x greater than a fifth. So thank you. So we have got our critical values here. And now we want to know the solution for when the function is greater than 0. Okay. So since we investigate, we substitute for a number greater than 1/5 into our equation, that one, and for a number greater than 4 into our equation. Okay. Let's say a number greater than a fifth, let's say 1. So if we put 1 into our equation, it will be 5 into 1 squared, which is 1 plus 4 minus 21 times 1. What do we get? 5 plus 4, which is 9. 9 minus 21, it's a negative number. So that means here, going this side, it's minus. Okay? And let's look at values after let's try 3 and see. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 4, that's 19, minus 21 times 3, still a negative number. So between here and here, it's a minus. The values are minus. So they are less than 0. So the function, it doesn't, these roots here, the function is not greater than 0. So let's try after 4, greater than 4. Let's try our 5 times 5 plus 4, that's 29, minus 21. 5 times 5 is 25. Oh, this is squared, sorry. This was still negative. 5 times 9 is 45 plus 4. Okay. Pardon me, correction. This is a square. 5x squared plus 4. So this would be plus. It's a plus here. So after 1, greater than 1, it's a plus. Okay? So between a fifth and 1, it's not a plus. Okay? But after 1, between 1 and 4, it's plus, it's a positive. Also greater than 4, it is a positive. Okay, so down here, for the values, when we substitute in the values of x, greater than 1, greater than a fifth, all of them still keep the function negative, that means less than 0, until we get to 4. So then the domain, it's negative here, and then only after 4 do we have the function greater than 0, fx, okay? So that means our solution is x greater than 4, because we want the solution for the function being greater than 0, okay? In essence, it means that below 4, the function is below the x-axis, and then after 4 does it come above the x-axis. So this is our solution. Okay, so here we have question 114. We have 2 to the power 2x minus 6 times 2 to the power x equals 16. So this can be written as 2 to the power x squared minus 6 times 2 to the power x, and we bring the 16 this side, minus 16 equals 0. So the unknown is 2 to the power x. The unknown can be x, it can be a to the power x, it can be, so this is our unknown. It's like a to the power x, but it's 2 to the power x. So we solve it as a quadratic, bearing in mind that we have an unknown, okay? So our coefficient value, so we can see we have our coefficient a is 1, b is minus 6, c is minus 16. And so our sum is minus 6, our product is minus 16. So what two values do we have whose sum is minus 6 and product is minus 16? I think, yes, we do have minus 8 and, yeah, so we have minus 8 and 2, our 2 to the power x squared minus 8 times 2 to the power x plus 2 times 2 to the power x minus 16. So in essence, this here is the same as this. That's what we are doing. We just factorize this, because minus 8 to the power 2x plus 2 times 2 to the power x is the same as this. When you add this, you get minus 6. You get minus 6 times 2 to the power x. Okay? That's why we find the sum and the product. So when we say, okay, we bring out 2 to the power x, we remain with 2 to the power x minus 8 plus, we bring out our 2 to the power, we bring out our 2, we get 2 to the power x minus 8 equals 0. 2 to the power x plus 2, 2 to the power x minus 8 equals 0. So we have two solutions of 2 to the power x equals to minus 2 and 2 to the power x equals to 8. Okay? So here we have 2 to the power x equals 2 to the power 3. Therefore, our x equals 3. Yeah, so for here we simplified further and got that. For here we didn't simplify further. So thank you.